Well, I think it's an improvement over last season. I think they made so many changes during the offseason after winning the Stanley Cup that things were disjointed and kind of out of whack. And they made a lot of changes again last summer, but I think they brought in the necessary pieces. They brought in some experience, Sean O'Donnell, Steve Monador, some toughness, Daniel Carcillo, and Monador also. I think it's a good makeup. It was a team that probably needed a little more experience in the dressing room and a little bit more toughness on the ice, and I think General Manager Stan Bowman's done a good job filling those needs. Well, that's probably one of the key questions going into the season. They're going to miss Brian Campbell, no doubt about it, on the back end. His ability to skate the puck out of danger and get it up the ice to the forwards. Nick Leddy's going to be on the spot. He's in his second year now, the young defenseman, to pick up some of those minutes that Campbell played. And the Hawks are confident that he can do it. He's going to start the season playing with Duncan Keith, so that should be a pretty good pairing for him. A lot of depends on Steve Monador and Sean O'Donnell, the guys that they brought in during the offseason to add that depth on the blue line, and it's going to be a big key to the season. But as long as they have Brent Seabrook and Duncan Keith back there, it's going to be a pretty solid group. Well, he's going to start the season there, playing between Marian Hossa and Andrew Burnett. Center's a weak spot on the team, in my opinion. Although General Manager Stan Bowman might argue the point. I believe that Kane's a better right wing, but I'm not saying he can't play center. He's very skilled, and a lot of times the way he plays, he's all over the ice anyway. So I think it'll work out fine, but in the long run, Bowman's going to have to go get a center somewhere. If this team's serious about winning the Stanley Cup, he's going to have to go get a guy, a big guy preferably, a pretty good player to fill that number 2 center role. Well, he's healthy, number one, refreshed after a long off season. The Hawks had a nearly 5-month off season, and I think he benefited maybe the most after he's gone to the Stanley Cup Finals 3 years in a row. Played 65 games last year, and I know the Hawks would like to get at least 75 out of him, and maybe a little more, and maybe return to his 40-goal level. He's another important part of this team because he's one of the best players in the league, and the Hawks need him to score anywhere from 30 to 40 goals. Well, you got to start with Brandon Saad, the 18-year-old rookie, second-round draft pick, came out of absolutely nowhere to win a job, opening night spot on the first line actually with Jonathan Toews. Time will tell if he's going to stay here. The Hawks still have an option to send him back to junior hockey. It's all going to depend on how he plays in the first few weeks of the season. Other than that, I don't think there were really any surprises at camp. This team was pretty much built in the off season, and Ray Emery won the backup job in goal, and I think the Hawks wanted that to happen all along because of experience, so that was no real surprise. Thank you for watching Ask the Sports Writers. I'm Tim Sassone.
Would you like to talk Bears football with our sports writers? We'll even provide free wings and beer for this live Ask the Sports Writers event. Join us on Wednesday, October 12th from 6:30 to 9 p.m. at John Barleycorn, 1100 American Lane in Schaumburg. Our Q&A panel will include columnists Mike Emram and Barry Rosner, Bears beat writer Bob Laguerre, fantasy football columnist John Dietz, and our host for the evening, Joe Aguilar. So bring your questions and your appetite for a lively discussion on the Bears. For free tickets to this subscriber total access event, please send an email to staevents@dailyherald.com. Please include Ask the Sports Writers in the subject line. I'm Daily Herald sports editor Tom Quinlan, and I look forward to meeting you there on October 12th.